Hey, Jules. Hey, Kim. Hey, Gotcha. Holy, comments are going fast. Hello, 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 everybody. Hey, Lisa. Andrew, you changed your name. Not true. Oh my god. Oh, I wondered. Somebody messaged me and asked about your account. They were like, "Where's Andrew? What happened?" I'm like, "I don't know. I see him. I don't know. When I looked up your account, I could see you. So I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. How long did you have that account, Andrew? Virgo. Virgo.
Hola, mi gente.
Hey. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. The gifts are off tonight, obviously, because it's a live awareness discussion. So gifting is turned off. In the chance that somebody comes into the box. No, no gifting tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I don't typically do gifting for the live awareness discussions. It's distracting. And in the event that the scammer or beggar that we're talking about happens to get into the box, we don't want to run the risk of them getting gifted. Hey, Megs. All
Yeah,
right,
this way.
guys. So we have a double feature tonight for you. We're gonna start with MrHubby. Yeah, we see your comments, Slothy. Hey, Megs. We're gonna start with MrHubby and discuss her for as long as that takes. I'm guessing probably 45 minutes to an hour, maybe. Um, and then we are going to move on to Jewel. That being said, I know that man, I've never seen anybody get somebody in an uproar the way Jewel has lately. This is crazy. Um, so we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Um, just keep in mind that we are only discussing those two people, so please keep the comments on topic. Please make sure that you're being respectful, no name calling, nothing like that. I believe for the Jewel portion, we do have some ex-moderators, possibly a family member, not 100% sure, that's going to be joining us for that part. And I believe the Penny Fairy is going to be joining us for that as well. I do have rules in my lives again, guys. I need everybody to remain respectful. This is about awareness. This is not about, name calling, and anything like that, harassment, bullying. We need to stick to the discussion. And we're going to try to stick as much as possible to what they're doing on TikTok. I know that sometimes their personal lives get brought into things, but let's try to focus as much as we can on what they're doing on TikTok. I know sometimes, again, it does get
I
brought
know.
up in order. Oh, you're
Sometimes
echoing,
again, it
Cass.
does get. I know.
Yeah, it does get brought up from time to time, obviously just to show somebody's character about what they're doing in real life. But yeah, just please be mindful of that. I've got 30 mods in here. Um, so if you are rude or disrespectful, you will be warned once. After that, you will be muted for the live. Yes, I have 30 mods. I don't know if they're all in here. Sorry. I have 30 mods though. I'm full on mods. So yes, you will be warned. If you continue to be disruptive, disrespectful, you will be muted. You can stay and listen to the rest of the live. You just won't be allowed to talk in the comments.
Also, keep in mind, guys, that TikTok does filter. And if we don't see your comment, it's because you are filtered by TikTok.
I also want to remind everybody that there's a lot to unpack here. I want everybody in the panel to please be mindful that everybody wants to be able to speak. So let's try not to speak over each other. Let's keep things respectful and get as much information out as we can in the name of awareness.
I thought you were going to say in the name of love.
Right? I want to put up a picture of MrHubby, and then I think I want to change the layout so that I can have it be the big picture and have you guys on the side. So bear with me while I try to do that.
And again, I want to remind people this is educational and awareness live. So let's keep it to that.
Okay, we got that part done. Now for part two.
Oh man, I'm on the bottom.
We could do this. Can we do this? Turn the camera back on.
I'm between Cass and Virgo. That's kind of cute. Hi, Rammer. Hey, Dee. Hi, Christina.
Keep liking the live, guys. Let's get her up there in likes so it'll go across the For You page, and this way more people get the education they need and deserve.
Wrong one. Hold on.
That's the wrong one.
I know, we're getting there. I don't know why it doesn't work so simply for me. It's more difficult. I don't understand why. Everything is always more difficult.
That one, it was hard to see comments.
God damn it. So I might have to change it to the other layout then?
I mean, I don't know what MrHubby's looks like.
It's the same, it's white. I don't have the dark version of TikTok. Well, I do, but you know. It's not even working for me. God.
Yeah, I was literally just looking at that red. Someone posted about it on the Reddit page.
There.
Oh yeah, I can't see the comments.
Okay, hold on. We'll fix it. So then I go back over here. Man, good thing I know how to make videos because I don't know how to do this shit.
Right. Me either.
Guess this part. Grid? Switch?
There we go.
There you
It's
go.
that's as good as I'm gonna get it, guys.
You can see it though. You get the drift.
Alright.
Yeah, shits and giggles.
People in the boxes, you know, I dislike background noise. If you're quiet in the background, then you don't have to mute. But if you got noise, no, you're good, guys. If you got noise in the background, please mute, kids, just so everybody can hear. If not, I will mute you. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I want everybody to hear, and myself because I can't hear very well. All right, so let's get started with MrHubby. Also known as Alexis Thornley, username Iona.young, as you can see in the picture there. She's been around for a while. I bumped into her sometime last year, and she was and they continue to ask because they get people feel sorry for them and they help them, and then next thing you know they're resorting to getting all sorts of help on here, which brings us to today. She is going pretty crazy with asking for assistance on this app. I don't have a lot of backstory on her, but I know Cass has got some information on her as well. But recently, it's been a lot of asking for help with food and for bills that are kind of questionable because they are staying in a shelter in New York. And her man is supposedly working, but I'm not. I don't know about you, Cass. I'm not convinced that he's working at this point. Maybe at the beginning, but I'm definitely not sure that he's working now.
The only reason why I think he might be is because he's been live.
Oh, while he's at work?
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
working usually from work on her account.
Yeah. He goes live on her account while he's at work.
Right. So they have been asking quite a bit. We have a huge problem here with them not managing their money properly. Also, wants versus needs is a huge, huge issue with them. They are constantly asking for things that they want, and not necessarily things that they need. For example, Christmas ornaments, stuff like that. Not a necessity, especially when you're in a shelter. There was a lot of asks recently for their daughter's birthday party, including sparklers and fireworks and a couple of cakes and pizza, as well as you know not just pizza. They wanted Dom wanted chicken wings as well. So it's not just something. It's always more and more. And I don't know if that's something he's kind of picked up from her or, whether it's a both of them kind of thing. Um, but she wasn't even aware at the time that she was asking for three cakes, I'm hearing in the comments. Okay. Um, just she wasn't even aware that he was asking for the chicken wings as well. It kind of ended up in a mess. I she has several kids. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is her fifth child. First three are with mom, correct, Cass?
Correct.
Okay. So mom has first three. Dom is the father of the last three, again, correct?
I'm not sure about the number that he's the father of. I do believe there's a couple with her mom and one, or I don't know, one with his mom maybe. I don't even know.
Yeah, the source isn't reliable. It was on Reddit that the mom, one of his is with the mom, and then this one that they have, and then the one that they're pregnant with now. But obviously, a big part of the problem is the fact that she is continuing to. He's the father of two, and the one she's pregnant. Yeah, that's what I thought. Um, I just don't understand why you're in the situation that you're in now, and you would continue to make children that you obviously can't afford to pay for. That's a huge problem. Um, to be asking for help for these kids all the time or using these kids, as a way to get help, to be sitting there on live on TikTok on your daughter's first birthday and asking for things that again are not necessities, they're wants. A 1 year old is not, I'm sorry, not going to remember what their first birthday was like, other than pictures that you're going to take and show them, but they're not going to remember the experience of their first birthday. Um, Again, if you want to spoil your child for their first birthday, I'm perfectly cool with that. Like I think that's great, but most people with common sense would only do that if they had the means to do that. And this couple most certainly does not have the means to provide that lavish of a birthday party for their child.
No.
Well, not only that, but she made a comment the other day that when she has this new baby, that Dom's mom is taking the baby that lives with them now.
I've heard that as well.
So it's like, it's just very icky.
And
J-
that baby's a year and she's what, 4 months pregnant, I'm hearing?
Right.
Right. So,
Just so you guys know, staying in a shelter, especially a family shelter where they're at, they will not let you starve. They will
Yeah.
provide you with a meal. They will help you with resources on how to get food, um, which is EBT or SNAP or wherever you're at, whatever it's called. Um, Also, they will help you with childcare so you can go out and find employment. So for her to be in the shelter and not working is no excuse because they both are able bodies and they both can go out there and work.
Right.
I think one of my big problems with her is not only are they taking advantage of people and their kindness, but she started a bit of a platform by talking a bunch of shit on Kiki for being on here and begging
Right.
and taking advantage of people, which,
Yeah.
you know, pretty hypocritical.
And as most of you guys know, I am from New York, from the city, so I know how the shelter system works out there, and they're not taking advantage of it. If they are taking advantage of it, they're abusing it at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Well, yeah, I do all the research for the stateside scammers page, and it lists resources for each state. And I'm currently working on her episode for New York right now, and I've never seen so many resources for a state. And I knew that was the case for New York. I knew that there were so many resources available that they would be one of the ones with the most. But I'm telling you that I've never, like, I won't be able to fit them all in one video.
They're
Like,
they're
there's so many available to these people that they're not utilizing that it's insane.
they're within the five boroughs, and anybody that knows about New York City, it's one of the biggest cities in the world, and the five boroughs have the best resources in the United States. And they do everything from free transportation to helping you set up your WIC program. There is literally nothing you have to go out and do or research because the shelters will provide you with everything. They will lay everything out in front of you so that you are productive and become a productive member of society. If they're failing, it's because they choose to fail. And to be honest, I don't see them failing. I see them taking advantage of kind-hearted people and the system.
Absolutely.
I have a question. Like, how long are they going to be allowed to stay there?
6 months
In
to a year.
but is the shelter not aware that, there are other people that probably need this a little bit more than
So ultimately, the shelter is making them work a plan. So they probably have certain things that they have to comply with. Dom has to work a job, they have to do certain things, um, and probably take little classes or do this or that. And then the shelter is going to get them into an apartment or some sort of a living situation.
The shelter will get them in contact with either Section 8 or New York City Housing, which is the
Correct.
projects.
Right.
And nowadays, the projects is not what it was back in the 90s. Nowadays,
Right.
the projects are well maintained.
Right.
It's a good living. Your rent is probably $100 a month, depending on
Right.
what you make. So, and once you get into housing, you have housing for life. So,
Yep.
what they're doing is not only against the guidelines, they're breaking New York City rules on being in shelters. Like when I say New York City shelters are the best resources you can get in this country, I am not under exaggerating it. I am telling you exactly what it is. I grew up in New
Absolutely.
York. I know how it is to be over there.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen um like most shelters in America are like one big, like you see on the movies. It's not always like that, but a lot of the times it's like a big open place and they're sectioned off, and like there's cots, there's like a sleeping room and an eating room, and like it's not like a hotel room like these people have, and it's privacy, and it's not like that. Like they have it very well.
They also give you, if you're a male and you're living in the shelter, they give you vouchers for haircuts, so you can be presentable when you go out and look for employment.
Oh yeah.
That's how good New York City is. Most states don't do stuff like that.
Remember how much she was complaining and being whiny and stuff when they first got in the room at the shelter, and
Yes.
just the entitlement with her and him, with the both of them is just absolutely unbelievable. Um, she's been known to message people in their DMs asking for help, asking for money. We see the baby screaming in the background all the time. She's ignoring the baby while she's on live. We see them fighting with each other on live all the time. It just not, a good look. I just don't understand why your first priority isn't to be a parent and to, you're already in a kind of shitty situation, so to speak. Um, I just don't know why it's not your priority to try to make things as good for your child as you possibly can. Um, yeah, just a really bad environment. Poor decisions. Yeah, Cass is showing the takeout from the video that they posted the other day. These are people that come on here asking you guys for money all of the time. These are the types of things that they're spending their money on. You heard Gott say earlier that if they were hungry, meals could be provided for them. There are resources, according to Virgo. So there's not really, I don't know what that would cost. I mean, I know what it would cost here in Canada, probably about $60, maybe about $40 for you guys. 40,
Um,
50
it,
bucks.
it it'll be about a 60, $70 out here from what
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
see.
maybe
I
more.
see right there. Just so you know, they do provide you in shelters with 3 meals a day. That does not include snacks throughout the day. Which, okay, yeah, you're gonna need snacks, especially with a infant in the
Right.
place. Um, but that's not gonna cost you a couple grand a week, and that's
Right. And
exactly
if shelters
what they're
don't,
asking for on the app.
yeah, if shelters don't provide meals, because some don't, they provide vouchers and they send you to a place that does provide meals.
Correct. And they have a refrigerator in the room that they're at. So there, and I wouldn't doubt if they had a hot plate or a small stove there. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't doubt if they got groceries, and I know they get ABT, if they got all that stuff that they could not cook in their rooms.
Well,
So like Sam said earlier, it's more a want than a need.
they seem to have some family support, obviously. I mean, the families, gave them a place to host the birthday party, and obviously her mother's helping out with the other kids. So, I mean, if they needed meals, if they needed to eat, then I'm sure that they do have options 100% available to them that they're not utilizing, obviously. Um, yeah, there's definitely a better way than what's going on right now. Um,
You
I
you just you just stated something, Sam, that people probably didn't even think about. They do have some kind of family support, because if one of their parents is willing to take the baby that they have now so that she can nurse the new one, what makes us think that they're not there to able to at least to help support them in some type of way, if not financially, emotionally, watch the kids. You know what I mean?
Well, and I believe both parents. Like her mom has her 3 kids, his mom has one. So it's like I believe that both parents are able to help support. Like they have support on both ends.
I read on Reddit that a grandma was watching, the babies so that they could go do New Year's Eve,
Yep.
watch the ball drop.
got I saw somebody mention about if they get food stamps, they have to give them to the shelter, and the shelter will disperse them. I did work at a women and children's shelter for a couple of years, and we did that there, but everybody would get their food. Like, yeah, the shelter would kind of control like the funds on it and make sure that everybody had a meal. but nonetheless, they still get to eat. They still have their food. And another thing, they also qualify for free cell phones through the government, and I have seen them on here begging for $161 to pay their phone, and people do it, and that's why they keep coming back.
She also said she has a government phone, but it doesn't work.
They all say that.
You know, which is a straight out lie, because if your government phone doesn't work, all you have to do is contact them and they will send you a new one.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be on cash public assistance. Medicaid alone will qualify you for a government phone.
Right.
Period.
And we all know that people need help sometimes. It's the fact that they are taking advantage of the people that have been helping, and they refuse to take any responsibility for themselves. And like Cass mentioned, to go all out for a 1-year-old and beg for that money and beg for, money to go on a date. Like, I want to know how many parents on here have been on a date in the last year. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's not easy.
I mean, in that situation, you most certainly cannot afford a date night. You really don't need that meal that was purchased the other day. Somebody in the comments mentioned as well Christmas, the Christmas gifts for each other and stuff. Listen, Alexis, if you're listening, and Dom, if you're listening, you need to be very much aware that as a parent, you've lost your wants for anything at that point, okay? And if you do want something, you work your ass off for it. Nothing is going to be handed to you, nothing is going to be given to you. Everything you have goes towards that child. If you knew at Christmas time that you had a birthday coming up, you should have foregoed the presents for each other at Christmas time, and you should have used that money to put towards your kid's birthday.
You have
Absolutely.
all year to think about it. All year.
And not that, but like it should, like, about other people, but like it should bring you joy and like love for each other, seeing you guys like support your family and like grow as a family. Like that should be enough for you to like keep moving forward, and like you shouldn't have to buy each other gifts to show each other that you love each other. Like it should be enough that like you're going out there and moving forward together as a couple. Like that's how you show love and support, and like I don't know.
It just, I mean, maybe I'm the bad guy for saying it, but it just goes to show the immaturity
Of
of
course.
children raising children at this point. You know, it's just, again, it's not a good look.
Well,
Um,
and most of us are parents up here, and we've all had to make a lot of sacrifices.
Hmm.
And so it's just, it's, it's really annoying to see somebody take advantage of people like this.
and what I have to say is for Dom himself. I have 3 girls, and I sacrifice so much. I've worked 2 jobs for 3 years straight just to make sure that my kids had what they needed. And I drove hoopties. Do I have a nice car now? Yeah, I got a nice car now. On motorcycles, yeah, I travel with my family. But that was sacrifices that I did just to make sure that there was food on the table, roof overhead, and electricity in our house. And my kids didn't want for nothing. I
And
grew up poor. I grew up poorer than what he could ever think of being poor. But I broke that cycle. And how I broke that cycle was by sacrifice.
and sometimes you can't be a stay-at-home mom. Like this economy does not work well with a one-income family. So you got to suck it up, go work nights. That's what I had to do for years. I have been a night shift worker for years. I would go to work all night long, come home, get my kids ready for school, take them to school, come home, go to bed, and I've done that for years. Like if you want it, you're going to go get it.
I worked 2 full-time jobs for 3 years straight to get my family out of the dire straits that we was in. And the reason why I did that, because I knew as my responsibility as head of the household that that's what had to be done. Did I enjoy it? No, I did not enjoy it, because I would sleep 4 hours a day. But it was a sacrifice to do it so that later on in life, I can enjoy the nice things and my kids can have the nice things. And I'm not looking towards family members to help me out or falling onto a shelter or falling to public assistance. It's possible. The American dream is out there for all of us as long as we put that effort into achieving it. That's at the end of the day, that's what this all boils down to.
Effort.
For the person in the comments that was saying that they're a stay-at-home mom and they're living their best life, but you're not on here begging. That's the point. In a situation where you need to pull up your pants and do whatever it takes for your child, that's what you need to do as a parent. I mean, newsflash for them, this is no longer about you. This is no longer about what you want. This is 100% about what those kids need. That's just the bottom line.
Absolutely. And my biggest thing on them is they're in a shelter. They pay for a phone bill. Excuse me, a phone bill, if that. And that's it. I mean, that's literally it. They're in a shelter. They get food stamps. He works full time. So I don't understand what. Yes, I do. I mean, I do know where their money's going. It's obviously going to take out and whatever they want.
Right.
That's my biggest. Just it irks me that they do that when he's working full time, and they should be saving that money.
Look, let's just put this out there.
That's
Let's say
speculation, Shannon. Please don't say that.
let's just say he makes about $800 a week. What bills he got? Cell phone?
Yep.
Let's just go with cell phone and transportation to work. Because right now that's all he should be spending on. So that means he's got almost $3,000 a month where he can put away to help bring his family out of the situation they're in. If he does that for 6 months, at the end of 6 months, that's enough money for down payment for a house.
Exactly.
And that's saving 90% of your pay because you're getting help from the government. Like, dude, and ma'am, open your eyes. Like, everybody claims they want a hand up, not a hand out. Well, you got both, and you're still not making it.
And she's always one of the ones that once she makes her goal for something, she's ready to move on to the next thing. Like in the same live. Okay, we got this money. Now we need to try and get that money.
Right.
It's horrible.
And where's the pride? Like I can't wrap my head around some of the people that come on here, not just once, because something bad happened, but these people that come on here every day or every other day. Where is your sense of pride? Like what? Oh, it just blows my mind. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's obviously a clear case of money mismanagement. That's a huge part of it, right? Along with, some greed and, lack of pride is definitely a part of it as well. But you see, and not just with them, but with almost all of the beggars and scammers on here, you see people in the comments genuinely trying to help them, giving them suggestions on how to do things right. Maybe don't do this, but do this. And they don't want to hear it.
No.
And unfortunately, nothing in their lives is going to get better, easier. They're not going to progress well if they don't take advice from people and stop acting like they know everything. They clearly don't know everything. They're in a situation where they don't have money for Christmas, and there's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason for them to not have had money for Christmas and to not have had money for the birthday. So
No.
you need to just open your eyes, see what you're doing. Stop bringing these babies into the world that you can't take care of. It's not fair to them.
Absolutely
100% not fair to them. I get that things happen, but this isn't just something happening. This is intentional.
If you're going to
Look,
be bringing another child in, at least work harder than what you're currently doing.
facts. Look, let me explain this. With over 150 million people on this app alone in the United States, and let's not count the world, we're talking about the United States alone. Where else are you going to get new people every day?
Yep.
So you block 30,000 people in a week. There's still more people coming on this app that you can tell your story to, and they're actually going to believe it. Not not doing their research, not understanding that they can make it if they even tried. But honestly, I see why people do it. Is it right? No, it's totally not right. Should it be stopped? That's why platforms like this and lives like this are being held, because it's gotten to a point where it's like COVID. It's a pandemic. It's everywhere. Every time you turn on this app and you go through, 4 out of 5 FYPs are people begging for something.
Yep. Someone in the comments said earlier, like when we first started, that Alexis had messaged them for money recently.
Yeah, I saw a couple of messages on Reddit where she had privately messaged a couple of people and asking them for money. Um, the one message the person had told her, that there was no way that she spent $50 on ornaments for the tree, and that, ornaments for the tree were not a need, they were a want. And she had said something about the money was actually for diapers, but she didn't want anybody on live to know that the money was for diapers. Otherwise, CPS would be called on her.
Oh, whatever.
That's believable. Oh my God.
When I started my platform, I knew off the rip that people were getting money on the back end. Back end meaning when they're off alive, they're messaging these people that cash app the money. So the longer I've been, the the more I do this, the more I see it happens so much. It's not even funny.
Christina, do you have anything to add?
She recently dumped all her mods because apparently she had a mod leaking stuff on Reddit.
Yeah, that's probably where some of that stuff came from that I was looking at.
And then her and Erica Wilkes, Miss Erica, that was on again today asking for $550. Her Miss Erica was tight, and then that fell apart.
I don't know if you guys been watching TikTok today, but I've been scrolling and I've noticed quite a few of these guidelines abusers. I don't like to call them beggars. I don't like to call them scams. I rather call them guidelines abusers because that's what they do. But a lot of them today alone has dumped almost all their mods because things are getting leaked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
And
happening a lot.
yeah, yeah. Now, last year, all the drama was within our community. And now you see all the dramas in their community because people are starting to open their eyes and are starting to realize what's going on.
Yeah. I said it the other night in Beth's live, and I want to say it again. Most of the people on here, any of the people that we cover, for sure. I want to remind you that these are not the people that need your help. They really, really aren't. They're on here and they're saying they need this, or they're dry bagging, or that's another tactic she uses. She dry bags so that, it doesn't look like she's outright asking for something. But she gets people to feel sorry for her and then say, what do you need, or do you need this? And then she can say yes, and then she gets it. Um, Look into your own community, obviously, first and foremost. Do not look to help people on this app with money. Again, any of the people that we highlight on our pages 100% do not need your money. But I bet you there's somebody in your community, a single mom, maybe staying in a shelter or something like that, that needs some help. A homeless person in your community. There's people all around you in your own community that 100% do need your help. Those people are not going to turn down resources. They are going to bust their asses to get out of the situation that they're in. These people on TikTok, they don't need your money. I promise you, they don't need your money.
Let me put it like this: if you guys go to a supermarket and stand at the cash out place and watch these people that cash out, you see some people putting stuff back That's in your own community. Those are people that actually need the help. You know what? You
Yeah.
want to help somebody? If you see somebody putting a pack of meat back, how about purchasing that for them? At least you can see in their eyes the gratitude that you're going to get.
Yes.
Not that fake, oh, thank you, you're my TikTok family. I don't need any more family. I would rather help somebody out.
That is such a good idea. That's a really good point, God. And the people that really need the money, we have a couple people within our community pretty close to us and who are probably in this chat right now who are literally struggling with cancer and they have never gotten on here and asked for a dime, not
Right.
from anybody. And to see these people who say that they're victims or say that they're struggling and always, bad circumstances and life isn't fair, they don't know what life being unfair really is. Like they are healthy people. They can go out and work. They can do things that some people can't do for themselves.
Or go to your local school and see how much in unpaid lunches they have. Pay them
Hmm.
something. Stop giving money to these people because they don't deserve it.
I work
I,
in a school district and I can tell you right now that there are kids in this school that need shoes. There's kids that need a jacket. They come to school with nothing. They are poor. And there's always going to be somebody within your community that you can help.
yep, exactly. I rather help some old person out, some single mom, even a single dad that's supporting their children, and I see them putting something back, and me be like, yeah, you know what? Put that back in there. I'll pay for it.
You know what? Somebody did that for me once years ago, and I will never ever forget that moment. That was I- that was amazing. That gave me a lot of hope, for society. I mean, this guy was like, I had my daughter with me, and I had to put a couple things back, and I had the money for it, like on another card, but I just didn't want to, overspend. And he came up there and was like, "Don't put that back," and he bought it, and that was so heartwarming.
There was
You,
somebody
you
in the
know,
comments that said that they were an ex mod of hers. If you'd like to come up and say something, and if you have enough followers, um, you're welcome to as long as it stays respectful. I think we're getting to the point where we're wrapping up on MrHubby, and then we're going to be switching over to Jewel. I don't even want to call her Queen Jewel because she ain't no queen. Um, but yeah, last call for anybody that wanted to say something in regards to MrHubby. Just again, guys, please, when you see somebody on here, okay, that's fine. When you see somebody on here asking for money, just look up their name. Do your own research. Don't donate to them. These two are not going to stop what they're doing on this app unless their money flow is stopped. So the less support that they get, the better it is. They need to learn how to adult, pull up their pants, and they need to figure this out. Unfortunately, that is tough love.
and let me say real quick, if you go into her life, don't be disrespectful. They're people just like you and me. They put their pants on the same way we put our pants on. Offer them resources. If you get blocked, then you know for a fact why they're blocking you, because they don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But be respectful towards them, because you wouldn't want somebody to be disrespectful towards yourself. So at the end of the day, yes, they're breaking guidelines. They're abusing people's kindness. Yes, I agree with that 100%. We don't have to like what they're doing, and we don't have to like them, but we have to be respectful towards each other.
I
Because if
see a
not,
lot.
society would be garbage.
I see a lot of comments asking if it's true they're paying people back from the whole Christmas fiasco, or sorry, the birthday fiasco. I don't have that information, and I don't like to speak on something that I don't know to be true. There is speculation on Reddit that they are stating that they have started paying people back, or they are paying people back. Again, I don't know about that. That would be a question better directed to them when they're live.
They've posted videos of their Cash App showing proof, but who who knows if it's legit?
Right.
That's something we can't say for sure.
And nobody, and I mean nobody, should be taking what they say at face value. They have lied several times. They're not going to be honest with you all the time, so it's not safe to believe most of what they're saying.
Well, I just read a comment that says she's watching, and on that note, I would just like to say, Alexis, you can work too. You can work an opposite shift as Dom, and you guys can do this. It's part of growing up. It's part of life.
I don't think any one of us in these boxes that are parents was ever ready to be a parent. Because
Nope.
I'll tell you right now, straight up, I was not. I got
No.
pushed into that, and once I realized that I had a child coming into this world, that's when I manned up. That's
Yep.
when I decided enough with the kid games, enough with the me. It's all about them.
Absolutely. Sacrifice has to be
If
made
you
for your.
guys, oh, sorry, Bags, you're cutting in and out, so it's hard to hear when you're talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Sorry. I was just saying that you have to sacrifice for your children, period. It's not anybody else's job to raise your children.
Right. 100%. It is nobody's job to raise your children except for you. Um,
Heather Marie, we never said they couldn't come in.
no.
Yeah, if they come in and they want to speak their piece, they will be treated with respect.
Absolutely.
That's how Sam runs her life. That's how most of us run our lives. There will be no name calling. She'll get to speak her piece as long as she's respectful back or he's respectful back. Period.
Absolutely.
And
I
disrespectful comments will be muted. Like we don't play that game.
Yeah, I've spoken to them before in G Unit's box one time when she came in there. Um, it was a lot of like hostility and stuff like that. She played victim, of course, afterwards when nothing disrespectful was said to her, except that she needed to stop what she was doing and get her shit together and just stop with all of the bullshit. But I know a lot of you are wondering like what can you do to try to slow this down. Please know, yeah, the penny fairy's always watching. Please know that, there are videos that you can repost from anti-scam creators. That helps get the videos out there, pushes them out a little bit more so more people can see them. I know there's not a lot of comments you can make in the lives because they do get muted and you do get blocked, which is unfortunate. But maybe if you see somebody enabling, moderating, enabling, or looking like they're about to help donate, you can certainly go to one of our videos and tag that person's name in the video. I've had that work quite a bit lately with people that had no idea who they were helping to support. But myself or somebody else that was watching the live tagged them in a video, and they were just like, "Wow, I did not know that." So, that's another good way. Share the video with them. Anything like that definitely helps in slowing down the donations.
Saw Tara say, oh, where is your comment? She said, but if it's not affecting you personally, why spend so much energy on these people? Does anybody want to?
Yeah, I can address that. It does affect us all personally. Every 150 million people on this app. Because if one person does it, the next person sees how easy it is, and before you know it, it could be your grandmother, your mother, your brother, your sister, even your child getting scammed by these people. We're all put on this earth to support our families, not to lean towards other people to support our families for us. So it does affect us personally. Every one of us, every 150 million people on this app, it affects us. Because at the end of the day, this app was created for entertainment, not for frauds and scams. And that's what this is turning into.
You
Not one
know,
of us, not one of us in the box want to do what we do. We all had other plans for our platforms, but this is a calling that we felt that needed to be put out there. We don't force anybody to listen to us. We put it out there, and only you can be the judge of it.
And when you see people, on a fixed income or on disability or people who are struggling and fighting cancer, when you they have big hearts, and so when they're on here and they're giving people their last $5 instead of spending it on themselves because these people lied and manipulated and are buying stupid shit like takeout while these people are, you know, giving them their last $5. I mean, I why wouldn't you want to stand up for those people?
Lacey, it's listen, maybe it is up to TikTok, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with creating awareness about the situation. Listen, at the end of the day, we're not telling people what to do with their money, so to speak. We are warning people, we are suggesting, we are giving advice, we are putting out information that is made available to us from these lives, and we're putting it out to people and saying beware. But at the end of the day, it's my opinion that anybody who has a problem with somebody who is creating awareness to these sorts of problems is a problem. You are a part of the problem because you don't see anything wrong with this. Let me tell you something. I'm a single mom and I've raised 2 kids, and I would never, ever be okay with my children being on this app begging other people to pay their way for anything. And you should never want for a person to do something like that. You should want for somebody to do better for themselves and to provide for themselves. The problem is that this has become an even bigger problem because of this. So yeah, absolutely, it's something that needs to be shut down. And again, if you see a problem with creating awareness about something like this, you are a part of the problem.
Yeah.
And you're obviously in the wrong line.
Right.
You know, every time it just happened earlier, like an hour ago. Every time I hear "thank you so much," I had no clue,
Yeah.
and it just makes me feel so much better. And if I can save one person from wasting their money on someone clearly lying for money.
We can go ahead and block her now, please.
Listen, you guys have no idea how many times I wanted to stop this. How many times I wanted to shut my platform down. And it's because of those messages every randomly. And I don't see I get thousands of them. It's randomly. I get a message. Thank you so much for what you're doing. You've opened my eyes. You've helped me out. You helped a family member out. Those random messages keeps me doing this because it's one person at a time that I'm helping. And it's not me forcing my ideology down their throat. It's me putting the information out there. It's up to them to take it. And
Yeah.
you don't have to believe what I say because all my receipts are my videos.
And
I
you know what?
use
It's not our business what people do with their money. But take out another mortgage. I don't fucking care. But I feel a duty to warn people. It's the people on fixed income and older people getting taken advantage of that I'm worried about.
Or the hug user who comes on here and begs for money to get hugs. If you're okay with sending some random person who is clearly, you know, destroying their body, if you're okay with sending them money to go buy, you know, whatever their drug of choice is, and there's something wrong with you.
What lesson are you teaching them by encouraging them to continue this behavior? That's the problem.
no better
That's
yet,
what I
Sam.
thought, Savage. I thought that might have been Alexis too.
Can
Better
I
yet,
say
Sam.
something, please?
What? Hold on, real quick,
Yeah.
Sam. The question is, what lesson are you teaching your own children? That
Well,
is the better question.
again, I that's it's not even a question for me because my daughter's out there and she's 19 and she's hustling.
Well,
She's
I'm
paying
not saying
everything.
you. I'm saying to the
No, I
people out there.
no, I
To the
know, but that's what it was never an option. It was never an option for my child to be sitting there entitled asking people to pay for things. I mean, she's out there busting her ass. She's being a whole ass adult at 19, paying her own rent and everything else, and I couldn't be more proud because that's the way it should be. That's how it should be. Hi, May Kay.
I'm okay.
Hi, not here to enable Alexis at all. I don't agree with what she does. I don't agree with honestly getting pregnant again, and I will tell that straight to her face. But I do see someone in here named Paige who used to be her moderator and a supporter or whatever. And I just wanted everybody in the chat to be aware that she is using hugs while pregnant. She is just as bad. She
Oh,
meets up
Paige
with
Um,
random
Erica's mad,
men.
isn't she?
I'm just letting everybody know in the comments to not side with her completely, because she did threaten to unalive Alexis and Dominic on live proof.
Isn't Paige one of Erica's mods now?
Yes,
Okay.
Wow.
there's proof that she did mushrooms recently, and she is pregnant.
Okay, but this isn't about Paige. This is about Mr.
I
Hubby.
just see people in the comments
Yeah.
listening to Paige and only her side.
No,
And
and
I'm
I
not
get it, and this
defending
is
Alexis in any way. I just
right.
wanted everybody in the comments to be informed.
Well, again, that's speculation until you're able to prove something like that. That's but regardless, that I'm not going to bring Paige into this. Paige was welcome, obviously, like everybody else. She's welcome to be in the comments. But it's important that we stay on topic. And I mean, I get that you see people are responding to her like she's maybe a good person, but this is why I encourage everybody to really get to know somebody. And trust that you can believe what they have to say before actually believing what they say. But
Are you friends with Mr. Hubby, May?
Stay friends by on her lives and talk to her from
Yeah. And see, and
good.
that's the thing. Some of these people are very relatable and easy to talk to, and it's easy to feel sorry for them. And that's part of their scam, their charm. So
Oh, she's
and
not charming me. Me and my friends started the Reddit page.
and May, unlike these people that abuse the guidelines, unlike their lives, here everybody has a voice. Everybody has an opinion, whether we want to hear it or not. It's freedom of speech, and we uphold that at the end of the day.
absolutely. Thanks for coming up, May.
all right, guys. So let's wrap that up for Mr. Hubby. Sorry about that little disruption there. I think we said everything. Christina, you didn't speak much. Do you have anything else to add? No, you're good? Okay. All right, so let's get ready to move over to Jewel. Again, moderators, just if the drama continues in the comments, just mute them, please. Because we're moving on. Let me move or change the picture. Ozzy, stop.
Would you stop abusing your cat?